little bit different animal. Normally the party chair would be us and this, and then we have maybe one or two online registrations. I would entertain a motion to approve this application for the upcoming election.
What is the person's name so I can put it in the
It is David Lewis. Well, he's here, right? Lewis.
How you doing, Mr. Lewis? You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Ricky Brad. I was trying to get your attention, but I'm just looking for some clarity on the West Courthouse Road issue. I printed all 11 pages off of the county website today, and the West Courthouse Road issue, is the map going to be the same? Because I checked with some of my neighbors that according to the map should be in District 2, if I read the verbiage correctly. It's not a complaint, it's just a point of clarification. But if I read where District 2 is now, I'm still in District 1, but some of my neighbors in the country have moved, and that's fine, but the verbiage that's printed in the small print on these pages differs over what I've checked with a couple of my neighbors' registration cards.
That's okay.
So basically, the registrar just spoke on the GIS specialist, or the GIS specialist, and that's a question that a lot of people are having. I was up here for a couple of days, and we've been getting calls about the same thing, especially like people who only live hop, skip, and jump from the library, all of a sudden they can't go to the library or they're in a different district. And this was a major redistricting, and they're still working on kinks, like you said, and at this time, I think that that question really deserves an educated answer, but the electoral board is unable to answer that by themselves. It's going to have to be a combination of the board of supervisors who heavily participated in redistricting, the registrar, and maybe Richmond, because we get our final approval from Richmond. So what I suggest you do, to get more of a detailed answer, is to come back at like 8:30 in the morning when the registrar's office is open, and kind of bring the detailed questions to him, because he can really work that out, whether y'all can work together to get that answer.
So you're saying the verbiage doesn't match the map?
The verbiage matches the map, but the voter registration cards that my neighbors received this week from the letter 516 do not match what the map and the verbiage said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I live on West Courthouse. If you assume that West Courthouse runs east and west, the district line now runs straight down West Courthouse, where the north side, my side,
Right.
is in a different district than we were last year. The south side did not change, but as to being able to find the map, I can look at it, read, I can't do that, but you don't really have to come up here. If you would mind just calling the registrar's office, I've got that number here, and ask that question.
So you want to know if the information you have is right or the card is right, they don't know which.
Well, Mr. Chairman, did you move out of District 1 into
Yeah.
District 2?
I moved out of Steve Bone into John Roy.
Well, you have neighbors up the road that are still on the north side of West Courthouse that told me today that they still are voting in District 1. So that's a point of clarification that the electoral board and the registrar need to figure out.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's my only point, because I was gonna work on getting signatures for a friend of mine in District 2, and since they're my neighbors, I was gonna go down the road, but when I asked them, they said they voted District 1, and they just got the registration card.
Yeah.
So,
We don't even, just like he said, we don't even send out the registration card, so we don't even know what address is there.
and I teach school, it's hard for me to get up here during the day, and this was my only shot, and I'm sorry I was late.
Did you get a card?
I got a card, I'm on the west side of 49, I will vote here in District 1.
Now, that may be different, and that's where your neighbors are, different than my situation, where I got
it's something that everyone dealing with the elections needs to figure out.
Okay, thank you.
So that's my only point, is the clarity on
And
that.
if you wanna, before you leave, give me the names of the few neighbors that you're concerned with, and we'll kind of hone in.
I'll be glad to. I can give you a whole lot of them live on that side of the road.
Just a few.
That's fine.
Okay, that'll be good.
Thank you, appreciate you pointing that out. Radio advertisements, I'm sorry, wait a minute, we were somewhere else.
No, you're right, but I would like to table that.
Okay, I will.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that okay with you all?
I just thought it was a great idea about the came up with.
Well, just to summarize for the public, we're going to try and, increase registration of our youth, we want to hone in on the 16 and the 17-year-olds and let them know, hey, by this date, you can go ahead and register, so you're ready to vote, when you hit 18, and we just need to kind of do a little bit more education, as we've been talking about. Radio ads, maybe school announcements, that's what the topic is, but we have enough on the table tonight with redistricting and everything, so we'll table that until next time, if that's okay.
We're on to, board comments, right?
Yes, sir. You all see the left.
Ladies first.
I don't have any remarks prepared, but I can tell you that, from the heart, that I believe that we're all created equal by God, and we all deserve respect. And so I expect everyone to respect, I give you respect, and I expect the same thing from you all. I think that's so important, and I think that's maybe one thing that has been lost over the last few years, and I think that's super important. And I just look at it from a godly view, that we're all human.
Thank you. That's it.
I just want to say before, we really need to try their best to move in unbiased, direction. This is a very heated subject. And, just remember that we have to operate in facts in all things that we do. Otherwise, we're not gonna make any progress. And no matter how you may feel about a certain person or a certain situation, when you start bringing your feelings in it, you're gonna shut down an entire process. So, I just encourage everyone, and I'm just gonna say this, a prominent psychotherapist, Carl, one of my favorite people. He believes just because you are a human who breathes, who's just alive, you deserve the basic dignity and respect. Just for breathing and being alive. And I agree with him. And he has this term called unconditional positive regard. And that means it's no matter what you do or what you say, I'm still gonna love you and respect you as a person. And I just want everybody to do that to as much as they can, to their capacity. Okay? Because when we leave this meeting, we still got to interact as citizens of Nottaway County. Okay? And that's all I'm saying. We still have to interact as citizens of Nottaway County. Thank you.
I just have a couple of special notes. I mentioned early on that there were some handouts over here. I want to point out that, follow up on what most of the other board members said, read the last paragraph in the Proof Journal 2 weeks ago. Another county resident told the Journal, if the electoral board does not reappoint Rodney, the votes better be bipartisan and unanimous, or there's going to be trouble. So I did a little research, and I'm not an attorney, but Section 245 under federally protected activities says that whether or not you're acting under the color of law by force or threat, or force willfully injuries, intimidates or interferes with, or attempts to injure, intimidate, or interfere with any person who is voting, qualifying to vote, qualifying or campaigning as a candidate for elective office, or qualifying acting as a poll watcher, or any legally authorized take it for what you will, there's plenty of flyers, there's an extra one up here, if you want it. I want to point out that I took that as a threat. And, I would not be in good faith.
The more white trucks coming down my driveway.
The other is, I know the candidates, are there any candidates in here still? Ricky, you're running? There's a flyer from Vicki Manuary, who is our liaison with the Department of Elections. I asked the question, social media, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, does that have to have the paid for by statement on it? And her answer is yes. And she referred me to the Candidate Summary Bulletin, Chapter 14, which is available online. Also, if there are any questions about the financial part of election, we're not the election finance experts. They have a special division at the Department of Elections called the Campaign Finance Department that you can be contacted. It's on an email. It's cf@elections.virginia.gov. If you have any campaign finance questions, whether you're running or whether you see something that you think may not be right, the people to answer that is the Department of Elections Finance Department. I never knew they existed, but now I know where some of my tax money goes. So these are handouts. I wish you would take them with you. Thank you everyone for your comments. I certainly appreciate it. We need to set up the next meeting. Take a motion for that.
I really don't want to use that at this time. I guess. Because we have to